Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Mahavir Singh. Today we are going to discuss about the module Electronic Properties of Solids 1 from the solid state physics. So students, let us see what we are going to learn in this module. Understand the difference between classical and quantum free electron theory of metals. Learn the relationship between DC conductivity and AC conductivity for all the uh, metallic crystals. Define electrical conductivity and its relation with mass. Learn the relationship between density of state and the energy of free electron in metals. Free electron theory of metal uh, uh, is also important to understand. Different transport properties of metal explained by free electron theory are as uh, given below, that is electrical conductivity, heat capacity, thermal conductivity, and Weidmann-French law. So all these four phenomena are directly linked with free electron theory of metals. Classification of free electron theory, it is divided into two categories. One is classical Drude-Lorentz theory, which is based upon Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, and quantum Sommerfeld theory, which is based upon Fermi-Dirac distribution. So basically these two theories, one is classical and another is quantum. So classic is linked with Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution and quantum is linked with Fermi-Dirac distribution. So under these two type of theories, uh, in classical theory, we try to understand the explanation of electrical conductivity, Ohm's law, Weidmann's French law. Also in quantum theory, we will try to explain this heat capacity, electrical conductivity, and Weidmann-French law. So basically, the two theories explain these phenomena. Classical free electron theory of metal. As we discuss in lattice vibration, when we talk about specific heat or thermal conductivity or thermal expansion, then when we supply heat to a system, it is used in two ways. One part is used in lattice and other part is used by free electron. So how free electron behave in a metal? So classical free electron theory is will discuss about the role of electrons, free electrons in metal or in crystal. So earlier version of free electron theory based on the classical theory of gases was given by Paul Drude alone first and later on reforming by Lorentz 1905, who used Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics to explain the behavior of classical free electron gas. Main assumption made by Drude and Lorentz for to explain transport properties of metal were the following, that is, electron behaves like molecules of an ideal gas, and hence kinetic theory of gases can be used for the study of their behavior. Kinetic theory assumes the molecules of a gas as similar solid sphere which moves in a straight line until they suffer collision with each other. All electrons would follow Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics and moves with RMS speed, but the average electron velocity becomes zero just after the collision. At room temperature, the valence electron from each atom become detached and move freely through the metal while the metallic ions remain intact and play the role of immobile positive particles. Figure 1.2 showing the electrons that are not bound to a single atom and are free to move within the whole metal lattice. The Coulombic interaction between the electrons are neglected, but electrons are bound to the metal ions by an electrostatic force. The time taken by the electrons for single collision is assumed to be negligible. We show that the total energy is all kinetic energy. Hence, the potential energy of electron is neglected. Mean free time between consecutive collision is directly proportional to drift velocity and inversely proportional to applied electric field. As we know that all alkali metals have free s outer electron in their valence shell. Hence, according to classical free electron theory, their s electrons are delocalized, that is, they are free to move due to overlap outer orbits, which results into a sea of free electrons like structure having fixed positive ions core in between them enclosed by a high potential walls of the metal surface. So when we discuss this classical theory, so there are various phenomena associated with it. So first phenomena is electrical conductivity. So electrical conductivity comes in two ways. One is DC electrical conductivity and other is AC conductivity, and how they differentiate with each other. We are going to discuss this physical property. All the metals are characterized by their excellent conductivity range and high value of electrical conductivity of the order of 10 raised to power 7 ohm inverse meter inverse. So metal have a high range of electrical conductivity, but the behavior of electrical conductivity depends on many factors like temperature, presence of impurity, and the type of electric field which we used, whether we use time varying electric field or whether we use static electric field. So accordingly, electrical conductivity can be varied. First is DC electrical conductivity. Classical free electron theory is reputed for to drive the expression for electrical and thermal conductivity of metals in metal on the application of external static electric field. The free electrons are accelerated in the direction opposite to the direction of electric field. So the average velocity of electron gets affected but becomes zero immediately after collision. And mean free path of electron is temperature dependent. Showing the motion of electron is opposite to electric field. This is well known facts at undergraduate level shown in figure 1.3. In such case, acceleration of an electron due to applied electric field is given by A is equal to force upon mass, where force is charge into electric field. So the corresponding mean drift velocity of an electron can be written as drift velocity Vd equal to minus electronic charge into electric field over mass of the electron multiplied by the tau, where tau is the relaxation time in between two successive collision. And for an electron moving mean free path lambda with thermal velocity v thermal can be defined as tau is equal to lambda by velocity thermal. Now, as we know that current density for a metal having n electrons per meter cube all moving with same drift velocity Vd will be given as J is equal to minus NeVd, which comes out to be Ne square tau over m into electric field, which comes out to be sigma into E, which is basically fundamental Ohm's law. So where sigma is Ne square tau, m is called electrical conductivity. So this equation 4 represents the Ohm's law in terms of current density and electric field. Or we can say that this is vector form of Ohm's law, where scalar forms is V is equal to Ri. So this J sigma is a vector form of Ohm's law. For thermally excited electrons moving with thermal velocity V thermal, the total energy is expressed in terms of temperature dependent and can be written as half mv thermal square is equal to 3 by 2 kBT. By using equation 3, 4, 5, we get sigma equal to Ne square lambda over square root of 3m kBT, an expression for electrical conductivity, which shows that electrical conductivity is directly dependent on n, that is number of electrons in the metal, and inversely on the mass of the electron, that is small m. Figure 6 also show that metal electrical conductivity is is directly proportional to T minus half. Then comes AC electrical conductivity. After DC electrical conductivity, now we are going to discuss AC electrical conductivity. For the calculation of the current flow in a conductor under the presence of alternating electric field. Now we are providing alternating electric field. Let us suppose that the time dependent electric field having angular frequency omega is applied across the given metal conducting slab and can be written as capital E equal to E naught e raised to power iota omega t. For such type of variable field, Newton's second law of motion can be written as rate of change of momentum, that is dB by dt equal to minus p by tau minus ee. Charge minus E is electronic charge and capital E is electric field, where tau is the relaxation time, p represents the time dependent momentum per electron, which is also given by p is equal to p naught e raised to power iota omega t, and minus p by tau is the damping term. So damping terms are coming into play when we are providing the alternating electric field, which is the result of collision between electrons in a metal. On substituting equation 9 into equation 8, we get P naught equal to minus small e into capital E naught over 1 by tau minus iota omega. Now the corresponding time dependent current density will be given as J is equal to J naught e raised to power iota omega t. So now current density will also become time dependent, whereas in DC case J was independent of time. As we know, the current density J for DC applied electric field is given by J 0 equal to minus NE Vd, where Vd is drift velocity, which is equal to minus NE P naught by M. Using equation 10 and 12 in 11, we get J equal to capital J, that is current density equal to NE square over small m into 1 by tau minus iota omega into capital E. According to Ohm's law, J is equal to sigma E. Hence, from equation 13, 14 and 4, we get sigma equal to NE square m over NE square over m into 1 by tau minus iota omega, which is equal to sigma naught over 1 minus iota into omega tau, where sigma is known as AC electrical conductivity and sigma naught is represent the DC electrical conductivity. So this equation 15 clearly differentiate between DC conductivity and AC conductivity, and it is clear that alternating field when omega is not equal to 0 is replaced by direct field when omega is equal to 0. Accordingly, AC conductivity sigma becomes equal to DC conductivity sigma naught. As we discuss AC conductivity and DC conductivity, we also know that inverse of electrical conductivity is electrical resistivity, whose unit is ohm meter, and practically electrical resistivity play a very important role because resistivity is dimension independent, whereas this conductance, this resistance, they are dimension dependent. So application wise, when we design any kind of material for applications in electric circuits or anywhere, electrical resistivity play very important role. So this table shows the electrical resistivity in the scale of in the range of 10 raised to power minus 5 ohm meter of some elements at various temperature, that is 77 Kelvin and 273 Kelvin. The elements are lithium having electrical resistivity at 77 K 1.04, and at room temperature, that is 273 Kelvin, it is 8.55. So just see how temperature play the crucial role for enhancement of electrical resistivity. Similarly, in sodium it is 0.8 and 4.2, and in potassium 1.38, 6.1, magnesium 0.62 and 3.9, iron 0.66, 8.9, zinc 1.1 and 5.5, copper 0.2 and 1.56, 10 raised to power minus 5 ohm meter at 77 Kelvin and 273 Kelvin. So clearly this table clearly shows that temperature and nature of material have effect on electrical resistivity. So accordingly its application changes as per the requirement of electrical resistivity, especially in high frequency application where we need high resistive material. So definitely instead of iron we can synthesize the composite accordingly whose resistivity can be increased by putting some dopant kind of material which can enhance the electrical resistivity, accordingly which can reduce the electrical conductivity because they are inverse with each other. We are going to discuss quantum free electron theory of metal. Quantum free electron theory was proposed by Arnold Sommerfeld in 1928, who replaced the classical statistics by quantum statistics. He assumed that the conduction electrons are free to move inside the constant periodic potential. Now, very important, he assumed the potential in periodic way except for potential at wall of the potential box, which helps in confining electron within the boundary of metal where their energies are quantized and they are distributed according to Pauli exclusion principle. So classically there was no such kind of restriction. It was electron was free to move anywhere in the crystal, and there was no restriction of potential, there was no restriction of quantization or distribution, whereas in quantum mechanics there are various kinds of instruction, whether that is the nature of potential which is periodic, then distribution of electrons as per the Pauli exclusion principle, and quantization of energy. For an electron of mass m which is constrained to move in a cube of dimension capital L having infinite potential barrier at its edges. So as per Schrodinger wave equation, as in classical we use Newton's second law, so similarly in quantum mechanics we use Schrodinger wave equation, which can be written as minus h square over 2m into curly square curly x square plus curly square curly y square plus curly square curly z square into psi kr, where psi is wave function and for electron, and equal to E k psi k r, where E k is the total energy of electron in the k state, that is in the case of kinetic energy, Now the wave function which can satisfy the equation 16 should be periodical in nature and can be written as, if this is periodic, then its solution can be written as psi k as a function of r is equal to a sine nx pi x over capital L sine ny pi y by L sine nz pi z by capital L, which itself is an equation of standing wave where capital A is a normalized constant and nx, ny, nz are positive integer. If we apply the boundary condition according to dimension of potential box, then these boundary conditions are psi as a function of x, y, z equal to psi is equal to psi x plus L comma y z. So this is condition along x-axis. Similarly, condition along y-axis is psi x y z is equal to psi as a function of x y plus L z. Similarly, along z-axis psi x y z equal to psi x y z plus L. Now on applying boundary condition given by equation 18, the wave function which can satisfy the equation 16, that is Schrodinger wave equation, will be a plane wave given by psi k as a function of r equal to exponential I k x dot r. So this is a plane wave provided the components of k wave vector satisfy condition k x equal to 0 plus minus 2 pi by L plus minus 4 pi by L and so on, and similar condition can be imposed on ky and kz. On using equation 20 in 16 we get energy Ek as Ek is equal to h square k square by 2m, which is equal to h square over 2m into kx square plus ky square plus kz square, where k is 2 pi by lambda, is known as wave vector. Failure of classical theory. Classical theory could not explain the occurrence of long mean free path at low temperature. How how large value of mean free path at low temperature? This theory has this theory has no answer about this. The existence of large value of long value of mean free path. Then comes this theory could not explain electrical conductivity variation with temperature. How the exact nature of this conductivity with temperature, classical theory could not explain. Then heat capacity of material also could not explain under classical theory. Also, this theory could not establish the nature of solid as metals, as insulator, and as semiconductor. Uh, so, because of the failure of this classical theory, quantum free electron theory comes into existence. So, under this theory, all combinations of quantum numbers give rise to one particular energy correspond to a wave vector of the same length k. These possible combinations for specific energy level produce vector whose ends lie on the surface of a sphere of radius kf known as Fermi sphere. The shape of the Fermi sphere is perfectly spherical for a free electron case in three-dimensional case. So this is perfectly spherical, and it can be visualized in the figure that how the shape of the Fermi surface, which is spherical, and for free electron gas theory. Then comes the characteristic of Fermi surface. Because Fermi surface is very important, it acts as a reference uh, when we talk about the conductor, semiconductor, or insulator. Fermi surface is very important. It acts as a reference level. So here are the few characteristics of these Fermi surfaces. The Fermi surfaces represents the dynamic and inertial properties of conduction electron in K space. So dynamism as well as conduction of electron in K space is directly linked with the Fermi surface. The volume of the Fermi surface represents the number of conduction electron. So directly, if we can measure the volume of Fermi surface, that is directly linked with the number of conduction electron in the conduction band. The Fermi surface has spherical shape within the first Brillouin zone and non-spherical in higher zone. So this is perfectly spherical as far as first Brillouin zone is concerned, and in higher zone it may be non-spherical. The Fermi surface always meet the zone boundary at right angles along the line of intersection. For spherical Fermi surface, velocity is proportional to wave number. So there is proportionality. For non-spherical, as it lie in the higher Brillouin zone, Fermi surface velocity is non-linear function of k. So study of Fermi surface provides as to know um, uh, provides many properties of solids like heat capacity, electrical conductivity, etc. This equation 21 represents the Fermi energy of electron. We can find that one distinct triplet of quantum number kx, ky, kz corresponding volume element in k space is given by 2 pi by L cube. Hence, total number of orbits in Fermi sphere of volume is 4 pi kf square over 3, can be written as n is equal to 2 4 pi kf, this is kf cube, over 2 pi over capital L cube is equal to capital V over 3 pi square kf cube. As we have two possible values of spin quantum number, so each value for each value of k, so hence we multiply this equation 23 by extra 2 because of different spin quantum number, as per the Pauli exclusion principle. So on rearranging equation 23, we get wave vector as kf is equal to cube root of 3 pi square capital N over capital V. So students, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. Classical and quantum free electron theory uses Maxwell-Boltzmann and Fermi-Dirac statistics respectively to explain the electronic behavior of solids, and electrical conductivity, which is the ability of metal to allow current to pass through itself, which is further linked with AC electrical conductivity, becomes equal to DC electrical conductivity at low frequency region. According to Sommerfeld theory, all electron motion inside a solid can be explained by using Pauli exclusion principle and Fermi-Dirac statistics. Electron states of free electron Fermi gas reside in a constant energy space known as the Fermi sphere, which is perfectly spherical in shape for free electron gas, and its radius is named as Fermi vector. So density of states, which is number of orbital per unit energy range for free electron Fermi gas, is directly dependent on free electron energy. Thank you.